Vámonos entonces. La.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
Puesto de adivinación.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria? No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics. Talking style and key characteristics?
Para identificar qué es lo que le interesa a Zetaria hablar con. Porque, o sea, si es su lugar favorito y si hay diferentes personas que dan ese mismo servicio pero solo se queda con ella, o sea, es identificar entonces qué tipo de personas o qué forma de hablar es lo que la atrae a ella para poder hablar mejor con la gente. O sea, no es simplemente de jajas.
Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way. Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts
Claro.
regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Si te das cuenta, ahorita está sacando de que según es la misma diosa de la sabiduría la que le habla, como diciendo, está buscando a alguien con quien tenga contacto más cercano a Nahida.
In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Ajá, sí, yo. No Nahida, yo.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Sí. Sí cuenta.
Nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Justo como Paimon dijo.
Quieres saber sobre mi vida, pero no quieres saber sobre mi salud.
Prospects. No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for many
Argumentos humildes de Paimon.
thousands of years. Impossible. Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd. Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done. I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Harut y Marut. Oh, qué bonito nombre. Entonces, vamos. Ah, no, sí. Aquí estás.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls? Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time.
Para agradecer.
When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild?
No, que va, soy la
Sounds like
hermana
I'm in for
gemela.
some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg.
Ay,
Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care.
No problem.
ay, upsí.
Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
El de lo que estaba hablando es de que no utiliza tanto la caja. O sea, de lo que está haciendo no necesita de la caja. So, tenemos a una que dice que la diosa de la sabiduría le habla en el oído. Y otro de que no... o sea, no le funciona la caja, pues no lo necesita. Pero sí lo tiene puesto.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's out in the city. Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
Bueno, al estarse encerrada ahí, pues de alguna manera tuvo que pensarle ahí. Aquí disfruten. Yay. Qué bien que los está disfrutando.
Citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by
Entendí
the
cómo
docks
funcionaba
before.
esto. La cacha es como el internet de Sumebru, ¿no? Es como una especie de internet, pero conectado a tus mentes y tú sin darte cuenta saca información de lo que tú estás viendo, pensando, aprendiendo, entre otras cosas, si es que alguien más lo necesita.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
Más que supuestamente les roban los sueños.
If I
Al menos eso es lo que yo
recall,
estoy entendiendo
you were
también.
having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent.
Ah,
But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an
sí, sería el Google
admirable
de
spirit for
Sumeru.
learning.
Ah.
Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
¿Qué hay de
So
especialidad en
this
ella?
restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
Ah,
It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
ahí las tenemos que llevar
I
entonces.
see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Si alguien sabe lo que tú no sabes, la cacha te ayuda con ese conocimiento, tomándolo de otras personas y almacenándolos en sus datos o algo así, me queda claro. Sí, o sea, como te comentaba de que pero no, tú no te enteras quién lo va a necesitar o quién lo va a usar. Lo que tú sabes y lo que tú has visto, o sea, no sabes quién lo va a usar. Pero si alguien lo necesita, lo va a sacar porque tú estás conectado a la cacha. Es lo que yo comprendía. Bueno, ¿cuál es el plan? Alimenta el conocimiento de las personas para darle conocimiento de las personas.
Three familiar faces should be enough for Sataria. What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems. Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of King Deshret.
¿Sí?
Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
El rey Deshret la acusará por sus actos. El rey Deshret le mandará algo de ella.
So, how do we set that up? Well, King Deshret is long gone. and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be weary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
Ah, que sí, no, porque de esa manera se sentiría identificada.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to? Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it. Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Sí, pero si algo pasa y si en verdad no los afecta, van a estas pobres personas a arrestarlas, ¿que no?
So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Ya no te siento tan empática, Nahida.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone. That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself. Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself? Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
No te mordiste la lengua, lo estás haciendo muy bien con
It's
Catherine.
always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Bueno, lo hiciste un poquito. Yo que sí. Yo sí lo hubiera tomado así como a la ligera de que no está el Catherine, está vida rara, pero bueno, está bien.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Ah, ahora sí me estás diciendo que eres empática. Sí.
Don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway. Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Oshishi, oshi, oshi, oshishi, oshi. Espera hasta la tarde siguiente, 12:18. Ajá. ¿Cuántas? ¿Qué? ¿Qué? Ya esperé. No me hagas esto. Ah, del día siguiente, ¿verdad, dijo? A ver si. A ver si estás de tu talla. Ahí está. Ahora sí. Ahí está la bici.
Here she comes. Satari is here. Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
No, no sé. Pero hay la pinta de que sí sé lo que tengo que hacer.
Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Creo que ahora estamos más lejos de como estábamos antes. ¡Ay! ¿Qué está pasando?
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay,
Demonios,
then.
debí haber
I
preguntado
just seemed
sobre
a
temas
little
del amor.
distracted for a moment there. Strange. Cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Ah, era Haruti Marut.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
Paimon, creo que eres muy notoria y muy obvia. Ya se dio cuenta de tu presencia.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Jojojo, los dioses están hablando. Los dioses están hablando.
The gods are asking. Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Yes.
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
Dijo hazlo. No sé.
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, King Deshret.
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such demand of me. Wait a second. King Deshret passed away a long time ago.
Uy, 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 uy.
Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret still exist in real life?
La resurrección del rey es una campaña de desinformación. Bueno, eso ya se sabe, que están controlando todo eso, porque no quieren que ocurra, que se diga, que se pase.
I am Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry, I must go now.
Wait!
Obvio que se dio cuenta.
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too. Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss.
Sí, notó algo raro.
To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of
Se está me
nowhere and
cautiva.
berate her,
Ay, ay, ay.
that must have shaken her to the core.
No, no está conmocionada.
Nihira, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all. All I know are some abstract Harabatot theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria. He's out of Keys now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
A ver, ¿qué procede?
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Quiero ser albañil.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
Está mucho mejor, incluso camina con menos dificultad.
Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or King Deshret?
Ooh.
I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean... you've also become a believer of King Deshret?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Antes de darme cuenta ya estaba metida de lleno en el papel.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going. Come on! Sataria's already started talking.
Esto no va a terminar bien.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
No, paso todo mi tiempo libre estudiando en el sótano.
Right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to King Deshret as well.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret. In reality, shouldn't you be the one
La
who is
viajera es muy pichi,
you
así
who
como
worked
la
side
ven,
by
muy
side
heroína.
with the Academia and treated people
Pero
as
si se le da el
nothing more
poder.
than experimental subjects?
Ufu.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Me pasé de la raya.
She can no longer justify everything to herself. Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do? This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Separa amistades sin siquiera dudarlo.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared.
El disco estuvo
Child of
genial.
King Deshret,
Qué bien.
never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King
Me
Deshret?
habré subido mañana. Ale va, Alex.
Aren't you the strange one?
Descansa.
The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Creo que la acabamos de traumar.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also
Entonces
been
trata de que se vuelva
running from the
traidora
guild
por su
this
propia
whole
voluntad mediante
time.
presión social mediática.
To
En
play my
efecto.
part in the sage's plans,
Y traumándola también a
and
la
from
pobre.
ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
No es demasiado tarde para dar la
You
vuelta.
won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
Exacto, la cebra. Tonta viajera, por eso escogí el canon. Ay.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Genial, por fin la convencimos. A mí no me da que no la
How
hemos
much do you know
convencido.
about the sage's current activities?
Nos va,
I was just one of the designers
Causar
for the
un-
masked dream harvest scheme.
nos va a
which is what
hacer un
happened
revés
during
en
the
algún
Sabzeruz
punto.
festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled
Uy, no,
has
ya se
returned to the
traumó.
city. And even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Un proscrito al que incluso los sabios
To
temen.
fight against the academia,
Al
we will
Heisen.
need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side. The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch. Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods,
Ya te estamos rezando a ti.
God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
¿A qué me recuerda? Sí, a Betty. ¡Te
Thanks, Barbados. Wait.
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Evangelizado, completo, grande estario.